Hello everybody, welcome to Monday Morning Must Knows. My name is Merlin Rothfield, and here are three important things to pay attention to for the upcoming trading week. Now on last week's Triple M, we looked at inflation numbers. We looked at CPI, which was much higher than expected. We looked at PPI, lower than expected, and all of a sudden we started off Friday with a slew of earnings to kickstart earnings season. And that, my friends, is where we're going to start right now. Earnings season kicks off, and we had 36 last week. We have 119 companies reporting this week. Nothing on Monday, but on Tuesday, Goldman Sachs, Charles Schwab, PNC Financial, Bank of New York, Interactive Broker, and J.B. Hunt. All those green ones, those are financials, continuing the financial earnings onslaught. On Wednesday, you have Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, U.S. Bank Corp, and Discovery Financial, followed up by consumer staples Procter & Gamble, Alcoa, and United Airlines. Thursday keeps it going with Travelers, Netflix, Intuitive Surgical, American Airlines, and CSX. And finally, on Friday, Ally Financial and Schlumberger. Now, those are a lot of major names, but most of them are circling around the financials. So if you're trading XLF, which had a nice showing on Friday's trading session, we'll see how it translates into next week as more financial companies report earnings. Now, as I mentioned, we talked last week about consumer price index and producer price index, and hopefully you're starting to see that relationship between prices that consumers pay and producers pay to make those products. While we focus on the U.S. so much on the show, I thought, you know what? Let's take a moment and look to our neighbors across the pond. That's right, we're going over to the UK today. So for those of you Forex traders who love the British pound, you might get some great moves this upcoming trading week. Why? Well, we're going to look at inflation numbers for the UK. Here you can see a chart of consumer price index numbers. Wednesday at 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's right, for you that are up way late at night and have insomnia, this might make some great trading opportunities. But you can see the UK inflation numbers. What's noteworthy here is we talk about the US numbers really surging, but look at this hard red edge of this chart. That red arrow is absolutely vertical and showing an incredible acceleration. Back in mid-2020, their CPI number was down around 0.1, meaning no inflation. Now all of a sudden you're looking at over 5, and that does not look like it's slowing down. Now why is this important? Because when you look at the British pound, you can see it's had a tremendous rally, really surging over the last about a month and a half, followed by a nice shooting star on Thursday, and now a little bit of sell-off on Friday. But it also came into some overhead supply, which of course presents some trading and investing opportunities. Now what does this mean going forward? Well, it doesn't specifically say that there's anything going to happen with the pound, except there should be some more volatility as these inflation numbers start to leak out more into their marketplace. Because in a couple of weeks, they will be voting on their rate announcement, and they have already started raising rates. Remember, the U.S. is saying, oh, we're going to raise in 2022, maybe 3 times, probably starting in March. Well, the UK is already saying, yeah, we're already there, mate. We're already doing it. So we'll see how that transpires on that announcement. Now, the final piece is an important one, and it actually is a trifecta. You have 3 pieces of information, and it deals with something that represents about 17% of GDP. Can you guess what it is? That's right, 17% of the U.S. gross domestic product comes from the housing market. And there are 3 announcements happening this week. Let's take a look. Now, as we look at our first announcement, that is going to be happening on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's the NAHB Housing Market Index. Then we follow that up with 2 building permits and housing starts, both coming out Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And finally, we have existing home sales on Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, each one of these could create some moves in the market, and it's really important that as traders and as investors that we pay attention and know when those announcements happen to help us reduce the risk in our trading exposure. That, my friends, is your Monday Morning Must Knows. We'll see you next time.